What, inside here?
Yeah. This is a wall. Yay.
This is a wall?
Everyone,
this is actually called the Mortar battery. Does anyone, what do you think of when you hear the word battery? You think of what powers your toys and stuff, right? Okay, obviously this is not the same type of battery. A battery in this case is another word for a fort. Okay, what are forts built for? Protection, right. And what do they protect?
People, animals, and other things.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Other important things.
Right, important is the key word here, okay? So this area was used by the military, the army, okay, in the wars, right? You have to think, what city is right across from us, basically, right now? Who has a guess? Denver.
New Jersey. We're in New Jersey.
We're in New Jersey.
Yes.
So
What city is
we're
that
in New
today?
Jersey, but what big city?
Newark.
Newark, not Newark. You're getting closer though.
New York.
New York. That's right. Okay.
He said
So
it.
behind us is New York Harbor. So this area of Sandy Hook is called Fort Hancock, and it was very strategic in the protection of New York Harbor. Okay. So take a look at this front wall. Yeah, we're going to. This front wall of the Mortar battery. What do you notice about the wall? What is it?
Stairs.
It looks like stairs. Okay, so I want you to remember that when we go inside.
No, we're not going.
No, we're not climbing on it.
Some people do they climb up these walls and then they use ropes to climb down if this wall gets stuck together?
Okay, that's a great thought. And I want you to hold on to that because we're going to pretend like we're enemy soldiers right now, okay? We see this.
Oh yeah, my brother did that. Yes.
We see this fort here, right? And we want to take control of this area. And we see this wall, how it's shaped like large stairs, and we look at it and we think, oh, we can climb over that, no problem, right?
Yeah.
So we're imagining we're enemy soldiers, and we're in the process of climbing over the wall. So you guys can follow me.
With the marching. March.
All right.
We need it.
All right. So we got up to the top of the wall, and then we dropped, right?
Joshua.
All right, so we climbed over the wall, and now we dropped. And now look behind us at the wall. What happened?
It has no stairs.
There's no stairs, right? So now we're kind of stuck here. All right? So you have to remember that there was a large gate here and in this opening, okay? It wasn't just, wide open like this. We couldn't just walk in when it was used, when it was originally built. So now we see this flat wall and we think, well, I guess now we have no other option than to take control of the fort, right? So what are we going to do? Are we going to walk in the front door? No, right? We're going to want to sneak in. Why aren't we going to use the front door? Because there's probably, what, guards, right? American guards. Do you see that post up there, that tower? Looks like a little room. That's a guard tower, okay? They were always watching, so we're definitely not going to go in this way if we're enemy soldiers. So what do we see when we look down the side? We see pathways, right? So we're going to go down this way because we think we're going to sneak into the side. Yeah, that's right.
Pretend we're the enemy.
No laughing when we're soldiers.
Okay, guys. Just wait for the girls to catch up. All right, everybody. We made it to the side where we thought we were going to be able to sneak into the fort, but now look in front of us. What do we see? There's no more pathway, right? There's not another wall we can climb over. So what do we notice here? Still the flat wall. A little bit taller than down there, right? What else do you notice in the wall? And now what do you notice over there? A door. Now, we're not going to go inside of it, and that door was always locked. But if you were to go inside that door, you would learn that this wall is actually a hallway. Okay? And there were American soldiers stationed in this hallway. And these holes here, they used cannons and guns. So we just lost. This is called the kill box. Enemy soldiers would come in, they would drop over the wall, and they would come down to the sides. And then they'd realize there's no more path, there's no way they can go. And the American soldiers inside would see, and they would use these holes.
As cannonballs.
Yeah, as cannons to shoot guns. Okay?
Snipers.
So we weren't very good soldiers because we got trapped, and we either got taken captive, right, or unfortunately, right.
Just taking captive.
Okay. So now we're going to go back to the front door, and we're not going to be enemy soldiers anymore, so we're not going to have to worry. Typically the British are in the American Revolution and stuff.
Guys, are you listening?
This hat right here. Anybody notice anything about this hat?
Railroad.
They used the cannon. It looks like a railroad.
They use the cannons.
Yep, that's how they climbed up to the top of it. Alright guys, hold up.
This is the Olympics.
I want you guys to come stand in this circle right here.
It's like the Olympics. It's like the Olympic arena.
It does kind of look like an Olympic arena or a Coliseum, right?
Yeah. And then they come through there, the enemies. When they're fighting. Gates on those walls on the top, they were like closing down.
Well, that's a great observation. Okay, so right now we are inside the mortar battery. Now the word mortar, does anyone want to guess what that really means? Just like battery really means fort. What do you think a mortar is?
Where they stays forever. Stays forever.
All good guesses. Mortar is actually a type of cannon. Okay, do you see this one big circle we're standing in right now? Do you see that one over there? Yeah. And then there's two more, one there and one there.
Yeah.
So there were 4 huge cannons in here, 4 huge mortars, okay?
This big?
Yep. Each one of these circles was a separate cannon.
Wow.
And American soldiers were in here, and they would be in charge of, firing the cannons. Now look up around you. Can you see the ocean? Can you see where the ships would be, the enemy ships? No. So what do you think they did? Do you think maybe they had other American soldiers on the outside?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, you think so? And how do you think they communicated
By
where the ship is? What do you think they used?
a light tower.
There wasn't radar
A
yet.
walkie-talkie. Yeah.
All good guesses. Codes, okay, that's close. That's closer. Latitude and longitude, okay? Coordinates. So the American soldiers in here would hear from the soldiers outside where the ship is, and they would position the cannon, because you could turn it, and then they would fire it. And the cannon would be so loud that they had to plug their ears. Not only did they have to plug their ears, they had to open their mouth. You might think that looks silly, but if they only plugged their ears and they kept their mouths closed, their eardrums would blow. That's how loud and how much pressure and how much force it is. They needed to open their mouth so that there was a way for the pressure to escape their body. Right? So what I want you to do right now, on the count of 3, you're going to scream once, as loud as you can, just to kind of have an understanding of how loud it would be with just humans in here. Okay? 1, 2, 3. I said once. Okay, so that was loud, right? Now imagine being in here with 4 cannons that were this big. It'd probably be pretty uncomfortable, right? Yeah. Now, some of you noticed on the walk-in side here that it looked like they were, railroad tracks?
A train must have come.
So the ammunition for these cannons was so heavy that men couldn't carry it themselves. So what they did was they set up that track there, and they had a push cart, like one of the ones with the levers.
Oh yeah.
Wait, and they would load the ammunition onto that, so that way it was easier to bring it into here. All right? Does anybody have any questions about the inside of the mortar battery? This door over here behind us, it's not open. No. That's another hallway, and it just connects the different sections.
So the hallway goes like in that door.
That way, and then straight back. And yeah, there's some more rooms back there, for the officers and stuff who are in charge.
What if we could bust it open? Yeah. The battleship. They made in the light. They made codes in the lighthouse, to connect to the battleships.
Oh yeah.
So that they would tell them to come back to the quarters.
Okay.
To the quarters to send the rock
Yeah. You're right.
the shit things around to blow up.
Yeah, that's right.
They would do that.
Yeah. Okay, so another thing. Look all the way up above us, right? It's just the sky, right? Okay, so at the time when this was originally built, airplanes were not used yet in warfare, okay? So this was strategic. But once airplanes were used, this, you know, if they flew overhead, would see where it was. But if you were an enemy looking into shore from a ship, you would just see all the overgrowth, right? All the trees and shrubs, and it would just look like maybe a hill. You wouldn't think, oh, that's a fort right there.
Oh yeah, they can be snipers, so they can like
Oh, yeah,
go up
definitely.
and then
Yep.
come on, board.
Yeah, snipers, everything. Okay, so we're gonna walk back outside now. There's like, I don't know exactly how many there are. There's this one, there's Battery Potter, there's the 9-gun battery. I mean, there's a handful, yeah.
So they put them inside.
Look at the teachers to come.
No,
Yeah.
didn't have it to pick up. What they just climbed up to those rocks that we just saw on the top, where we couldn't see the ocean, and they would just try.
Don't touch it. She just said don't touch it. I'm not touching it.
Yep, this ammunition could fly 5 miles out to sea.
5
okay?
miles? So they have the older ones in the cannon?
Well, these, it would be one at a time loaded. These are for a certain type of gun that goes on top. So in the mortar, okay, the cannon would be situated on like a rotating disc that would be as large as the circle was, okay? And then the gun is on top of that. And then they can position the gun from there, or the cannon from there. And this is what would be fired at enemy ships. These are real. Okay.
These are hard to pick
These
up.
are real. Oh yeah, you can't pick them up. They're super, super heavy.
Oh, maybe
10 people, but not babies.
That's right. They would load them onto that and push it in, and then it would take a group of men to kind of load the cannon. And if you guys were to come back here another time with your family or your friends, sometimes the park rangers here do give World War II tours. And that's kind of cool. I sat in on one once, and they took us out to a different battery, and they actually showed us how they loaded the cannons. It was a team effort, okay?
you guys could touch it?
No, we didn't touch it. The park rangers did, the ones who were reenacting it. It's cool, right?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
They shoot them.
You guys can be park rangers if you wanted to. They actually have a junior ranger program, I think. So that might be something to look into if you're really interested in it.
There's 3 things I'm interested in. Golfing.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
I golfed in high school. That's great.
yeah, we have golfing lessons.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to get up and we're going to walk over towards the lighthouse, okay? You guys are going to watch a short little video about the lighthouse, and then I'm going to talk to you about it. Garage. Does anyone have any guesses as to what that building was? That's right. It's a fireplace. And what about these buildings, these 2 buildings here that can look like houses?
Yep.
Okay, those were actually called barracks. Does anyone know what a barracks is?
No.
Probably.
Right, it's where the soldiers sleep, okay?
Boys.
Only the soldiers over here.
Yep.
Soldiers would sleep in the house.
Yep, that's right. That's absolutely right.
Houses with